Monday on Home and Family, actress Brooke Dorsey shares a sneak peek at her Hallmark Channel original movie, June in January. Best-selling author and weight loss expert chef Devin Alexander is back with healthy meal ideas. And Lieutenant Commander Rourke Denver talks about his New York Times best-selling book and the life of a Navy SEAL. It's all happening Monday right here on Home and Family.
We are back with our financial advisor, Harvey Warren. And look, I mean, this is about saving money. It's the beginning of the year. Let's start getting things put together and put in order. And, you know, Matt, I want to go with you because we talked about this at the top of the show. You can get, you know, sideways. You know, parents are paying for bills, and if you've got, you know, a big family, it's a lot there. What was your scenario?
Well, me, like a lot of my buddies growing up, like we were all football players, so some of them weren't the smartest, sharpest tools in the shed. And, you know, so I do have questions. But what's the difference between like a federal loan and a private loan? Which one's better? And you know what I mean?
Well, the better loan's the one that's got the cheapest rate, and it's just a shopping question. You have to go and bid the loans, and we were talking about grants. There's plenty of grants out there where people can go and, if you apply correctly, find money for your education. It doesn't have to be that you have to go into these gigantic debt scenarios.
But is there a back end to that in the sense that there's more leniency if you have to default or if you need to work with them between the two different loans?
Well, the thing that we've determined already is that you really can't default. There's no bankruptcy out. So you're going to have to deal with the loan one way or another. Private loans are pretty difficult. You can get consolidations and get reduced rates from the federal government.
Okay.
They're a little bit better about the consolidation stuff. The private lenders, yeah, they are making settlements. They've come to the conclusion that although they don't want to release everybody in bankruptcy to pay nothing, they do want to work with consumers who have 10, 15 years trying to pay their student loans. They haven't had the income that they need, so they're settling the debt just like credit cards.
What happens if you don't do it? Could you go to jail?
They send you back to school.
Well, no, seriously.
That's the worst thing.
Yeah, so could you get in trouble for that? Could you?
No, you don't get in trouble for it any more than you would if, you know, you default on your mortgage loan or you default on a credit card. It's going to wreck your credit rating, and it's going to, you know, have a lot of people making nasty phone calls to you. But there's no prison time for student loans, not yet.
Okay, well, they make them come here and work in the kitchen. Chef Haley. Chef Haley is working in our kitchen. She has a question. Do you want to ask or should I?
Go right ahead, Mark.
Her question.
No, let her ask.
I have one private and one state loan. One has a higher interest rate. Should I put more money into the higher interest loan?
Absolutely. You want to pay the highest interest rates first because that loan is getting exponentially bigger and bigger year after year. So what you want to do is you want to go after the most costly loan and get aggressive with that loan, because in the end of the day, if you're not paying it, it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and getting more and more out of control.
Could she bribe them with her food?
Possibly.
Okay.
You got to, she became an extraordinary chef, and she's still paying off her student loan. And you had two loans, Haley?
2 loans, yeah. Because
well, you need to call them up. Have you heard about the Income Based Repayment plan?
I tried it actually, and they denied me. So I was actually making. I was not working for money for a little bit. I was just traveling around to further my cooking career, and they denied me and said I just had to do forbearance.
Well, let me suggest that you go to another website I've got for you called manage.ibrplan.com. Manage.ibrplan.com. There's a free piece of software there. Put in your current earnings and what's going on in your life, and it will give you an answer about what you should attempt to do for your loan. It's a great little program, and it's free.
Can I just say, is there a possibility, because you said the loan officers want to make money, is there a possibility that they lied to her or gave her false info because they want to make money on her?
Well, if you asked specifically for an IBR plan and they did the analysis for you and they said all they can give you is a forbearance, then that's probably the best that they could do for her. I would be surprised. I would try it again, my dear.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay, this comes from our second stage manager, Seth, who so desperately wants to be our first stage manager.
He's wearing the shirt. He's got the color on the beard.
My wife and I would like to combine our student loans. I'm going to take the words out of your mouth, but stay there. Is it a good idea for them to combine their student loans?
No, it's not a good idea. You should keep your loans separate. You know, relationships are tricky things. We would always hope that your relationship would be permanent, but sometimes it's not. You want to really keep your finances somewhat separate. Do you file joint tax returns?
Yes, we do.
I'm not a tax expert, and I can't give you tax advice, but you want to make sure that you're getting deductions on the interest you're paying and that kind of stuff. But keep them separate.
Thank you.
So how
does that help you any?
Help me as in for the advice?
That bit of advice.
Yeah, I wouldn't combine them. Why would you want to combine them to begin with?
Yeah.
It sounded like a great idea.
At the time? Okay, well, no, it's not a great idea.
Well, I guess two bills are worse than one.
One bill is better than two.
What do we do then just to avoid this altogether? Like,
well, good planning.
How do we pay for it in the first?
And I think that there's a consciousness currently about, wow, I mean, everybody's got loan trouble. Yeah. What do we do? Because the cost of education has been skyrocketing over the years and way outpacing inflation. So people have gotten into 529 plans, which are tax-deferred plans where you're putting money in an account and saving it. Right. You're not paying interest each year, to the IRS. It's all tax-deferred. Problem with it is that it's, the only thing you can use that money for is for education. It also rides with the stock market. So if you had a kid going to school in 2007 and 2008, that big old 529 was like a 229. It got real small.
Really small.
Okay, you have to answer this in 2 seconds because I know one of our producers, Milena, her question was, do the parents take out the loan or should let the student take out the loan?
Student takes the loan.
Because is that a...
Well, yeah, I mean, the student should, if the student must qualify for the loan, you want the student's skin in the game. You want them to be responsible for their money. You want to teach them that. And parents need to know that they're on the hook if they're a guarantor, if they're a co-signer. Yeah. They can garnish your wages and take your home.
Okay, so in other words, look Christina right in the eye and say, cut the cord.
Cut the cord, cut the cord. Let it go, let it go.
I took out the loan. I did, but you know what? Because I was going to get more money that way.
There you go.
Oh, really? Oh. Which means you had more to pay back.
Okay. Yes, right? I did.
Information on
great point.
Yeah.
This was great.
Information on managing your student loans can be found on our website, which is hallmarkchannel.com/home and family. For more financial tools, we want you to stop by and visit Harvey at harveywarren.com. As always, good to see you in the new year.
Thank you so
much.
much.
So interesting.
Glad to help.
Very good.
Okay.
So informational. Okay, when we come back to a girl that doesn't need any help with student loans because she's a big, famous Hollywood actress, we have gotten Bonnie Somerville done from head to toe for the Golden Globes, and it's her big reveal. Go.